In this today's lesson, we are going to study about setting up WordPress on localhost. Localhost in the sense on your computer. To do that, you have to download a server and the WordPress core file. So here we will use SAM server as a server to run our WordPress file on our computer. So to download the SAM server, visit this link and then you can download. If you are using Windows, you can just download any of these. So after downloading that, download this zip file from this link and then open the download folder on your computer and you can find the downloaded files, SAM application and the WordPress files. Now first thing is you have to install the SAM server on your computer. Here actually this is PHP is the default one and Apache is the server default server, and it's actually by default it's required. And I'm not going to install Perl and these other languages, programming languages and all, because this PHP, Mysql and Apache servers are enough for us to run our WordPress file on this SAM server. So I have just enabled this my Apache, Mysql and PHP and Phpmyadmin modules. These are servers and these are programming. This is programming language. This is actually a user interface that is used to manage this MySQL server. So these are enough for us simply to run our WordPress file on our computer. And click next. And this is the file folder where the SAM server is going to be installed. Now the SAM server is successfully installed on our computer. And then after that, open this SAM control panel and start these two modules, Apache server and then the MySQL server. This is to run execute our PHP programs, and this is to execute the MySQL database. So I will just click on it to start those two modules. Now you can see these two modules are running. The status, these two are running now. So now the next step is to create a database on MySQL using Phpmyadmin. To visit the Phpmyadmin, you can simply click on this admin, or you can enter localhost/phpmyadmin on your browser. This is the URL that you have to enter on your browser. And now you can see after entering that, you will see this, you will visit this user interface, Phpmyadmin user interface to control MySQL database. So by default, you can see these databases there. So now here we are going to create a database for WordPress. So to create a database, click on it and give the name of the database. You can simply name it as WordPress or any other names also possible. So we will go for WordPress and we'll create it. Now you can see a database with the name WordPress is created here, but it's actually empty. You don't see any tables inside that and no records at all. So it will be created when we connect this database with the WordPress file, and when we click install while we configuring the WordPress. Next step is, now we have downloaded the WordPress core file. This is the WordPress core file, and we have to place it inside the SAM folder. So now I am going to copy this file and go to the C drive where the SAM service installed, and this is where it's installed, and I will just open it, and you have to click on this. You have to open this htdocs folder where the websites are placed. I will simply paste this WordPress core file, and this zip file cannot be accessed, or you can't do anything with it. So if you want to work with WordPress, you have to first extract this, unzip this. So I will extract here. So after extracting this zip file, you will get, after extracting the zip file, you will get a folder with WordPress name. You can actually change this as you wish. But in this tutorial, we will just go with this WordPress name. So when you visit this website, you have to enter the URL as localhost/WordPress. Now we have to visit this website on our browser to do the other settings. In fact, the installation and all, actual installation of WordPress take place in those settings after visiting this WordPress site on your browser. As I said before, our website is actually, the file path is WordPress. You can see this is the URL that you have to enter on your browser. To install WordPress, simply follow these steps. Select your language, and now the next step is you have to connect the created database to this WordPress. So there you have to give database name, username, password, database host, and the table prefix. So let's go. Now you know that we created a database and the name was WordPress, so we don't need to change it. And then username is actually, since we are using localhost, by default the username is root. And the password, we didn't set any password for the database, so no password. And the database host is localhost, and the table prefix you can just leave it as the WP, no issues with that. Or else you can delete it if you like, and submit these details. And now run the installation. Now actually, before installing this WordPress, we have one step away. So we have to enter these details. So site title, you have to enter site title, username and password for the admin. So this username and password will be used later to log into the WordPress. And so give the site name. I will name it as WordPress site. And the username, I will make it simple just to log into this website later. So it will just, username and password will be giving the same admin. And I will be giving, you have to confirm this since the password is very weak, and enter your email address. So now click on install WordPress. Now you can see that the WordPress is actually installed successfully. So next thing is we have to log into the WordPress to create our WordPress website. So click on this login button and enter the username and password and click login. Now you can see now we are actually inside the WordPress. We have logged into this WordPress website and we have logged in as administrator. So we have all the access. We can create pages, we can create posts, we can upload media, we can install plugins, we can install themes and we can customize them, and we can work with other users, we can create users, and we can work with settings. So that's all about setting a WordPress website on your computer on localhost. And in the next video, we will be discussing about these tools and its functions.